Gen Z doesn't know how to read, so they don't know how to punctuate in the first place. And lastly,
they can't read, guys. They can't read.
What are we even watching?
Casually explained. Gen Z vs Millennials. We're gonna do this one today as it caught my eye, and I've been enjoying Casually Explained. Let's get into it, guys. What is the difference between Gen Z and Millennials?
By Incogni. When someone says they were born in the year 2002, I automatically think, damn, this is the oldest looking 6-year-old I've ever seen. Well, I won't be using that one when they ask me about the island. I was born in 1996, making me just barely a millennial, meaning I'm somewhat of an expert on my older cohort who thinks doggo, pupper, adulting, and having an actual wedding to
Hashtag adulting.
a real person they love is still a thing, while also being able to tell Gen Z that making fun of us for skinny jeans doesn't do anything. We inherited housing prices and 3 financial crises from the baby boomers. You will not even remotely psychologically affect us. You will not even remotely psychologically affect most of us.
Oh my god, the crossed out Kanye next.
The first thing we have to do is obviously define the generations, which in the textbook is 1981 to 1996 for millennials and 1997 to 2012 for Gen Z. Problem is it can be hard to tell when you're kind of in the middle.
Quick question. What do you think is the best generation of the two? Like, if you had to pick a side, doesn't matter if you're Gen Z, doesn't mean if you're millennials or whatever. Like, if you had to be on either side, what would you want to be on? Like,
Because to the outside observer, Gen Z might look a lot older than they are on account of all the Botox and filler, whereas millennials look a lot younger than they are on account of all the Botox and filler. Meaning you
oh my, they're kind of right on that.
have to look at behavioral cues to tell the difference.
Not saying I have any, because I haven't, because the idea of having something underneath my skin freaks me the fuck out. So, because anyone else that you're like, oh, that's nasty.
Because us millennials are trying so hard to cling on to our youth, we're in fact only differentiable from Gen Z by 3 things: ankle socks, hairlines, and when a DJ says, put your hands up, we do it with an open palm, whereas Gen Z does it with a closed palm. Gen Z does this
Really? That's a difference? And also, people don't wear ankle socks anymore? Like, I'd have to say that's the most common sock I would wear. Like, what?
because you automatically close your hand when you associate with dropping down to the floor, whereas millennials raise an open palm because we don't think Black Lives Matter. While it might sound like I'm here representing my fellow millennials, I did only squeak in there by 1 year, and there are some millennialisms that are too ancient even for me. Take for example answering the phone. Why? Similarly,
Millennials don't answer the phone. I think. Well, I guess that's a thing with the older millennials in the 80s. Like, right, they're very different than anyone in the 90s.
Gen X still texts like they have an old school brick phone, meaning all of their messages are like, yo, bring drinks, see you at 5, sunglasses emoji, which is at least chill and straight to the point. Millennials, in contrast, have all evolved the 2-thumb texting technique, meaning they're able to send you a single paragraph long text like it's an email that you avoid opening at all costs until you really, really have to respond.
Yeah, I hate messages like that. I'm like, bro, what?
Gen Z, on the other hand, sends multiple messages to indicate punctuation or a different thought, usually ending it with a skull emoji to tell you they've died and will no longer be texting you back. If you're a smug elder millennial who's
Honestly, like every single word as a piece of slang I hate. Like, I can get the old slang like of lol, laugh my ass off. You know, you get there, but some of the new slang makes no sense.
like, why does my younger sibling send 4 messages back to back when they could have just typed it in one message? That shit is so annoying.
Because
First of all,
if you do it in one, look, see, this is what they want to avoid: punctuation. And, you know, making sentences full stop. But if you just send them all after each other, you don't have to put a full stop, you don't expect just laziness, lazy texting.
if you're annoyed because you have your phone on vibrate when I'm texting you, you can stick it up your ass. Second, if you looked at literacy statistics recently, Gen Z doesn't know how to read, so they don't know how to punctuate in the first place. And lastly,
they can't read, guys. They can't read.
multiple messages is clearly the superior form of texting, anyone except your boss, because it allows you to better punctuate your rap battles with the homies. If you think about it, line breaks are literally poetry. When it comes to socializing and how you like to have a good time, millennials and Gen X are notorious alcoholics, but Gen X also does cocaine and millennials instead do weed. Gen X are alcoholics on cocaine because it was the rock and roll culture of the time, whereas millennials are alcoholics and smoke weed because they all have anxiety and need to self-medicate in order to socialize. Gen Z, on the other hand, was very gently parented, don't even pretend they'll ever own a home, and never socialize publicly, so they just
Oh my god. Oh, that's brutally true. Never socialize publicly.
take Tren, Zins, and Goon for dopamine. One thing that Gen Z clearly outdid the millennials on is their slang, because just like high school, millennials also blundered the language on more than one occasion, coining such terrible turns of phrase as doggo, adulting, epic win, on fleek, it's lit fam, swag, I can't even, I did a thing, and calling any type of knowledge hacks. In contrast, Gen Z slang had a stranglehold on our broader vocabularies right away. For example, here's some Gen Z slang you hear all the time, which I will now translate in case it's not clocking to you. Let him cook. He's in the process of doing something well that isn't cooking, so don't interrupt him.
Okay, I do like the let him cook, but it's like a meme. Does it count as slang if it's not abbreviated, or would you still count him as slang? I don't know.
She ate. She looked good or did something well that isn't eating. Riz. Charismatically flirting.
Riz.
Crash out.
Crash out, true.
Mental breakdown. Shit slaps. It's really good.
I do like shit slaps.
Fire. It's really good.
To be fair, fire is ancient. Come on, that's fire. It's an ancient slam tale. I don't know, but to be fair, that's the thing. If you were like a 90s kid, you grew up when Gen Zs were born. I don't know. I feel like fire is old. Does anyone know that when fire became a slang term?
It's different. It's really good. Bussin'. It's really good. Gas. It's really good. No cap. For real. On God. For real. True. For real. Facts. For real. Deadass. For real.
Okay, see, he's making a good point here. It's like every slang in the older generations means something different, but a lot of the Gen Z slang means the exact same fucking thing.
For real. For real. For real. One thing that older millennials have
What about goat? Where's the goat?
a terrible take on is that Gen Z has bad fashion. Gen Z has great fashion, especially compared to us millennials at the same age. Besides, when most millennials were
that's
teenagers,
90s fashion. But also, yeah, most fashion sucks ass. I'm going to be for real with you. It's like, I feel like there's like a brief moment where fashion doesn't suck ass. Like, a lot of people talk about like, it's like you got this 90, which is like Backstreet Boy era, and then like business casual came in or something, and you just see photos and like movies where you have 20-year-olds dressed as like in business wear, and it's weird.
social media hadn't been invented yet, so instead of growing up trying to imitate the most liked Instagram trend, we had peace, contentment, and mixed and matched our clothing like a hand-me-down buffet.
Emo, emo. That was like a very popular
To our own taste.
Emo goth or whatever, because of all those boy like bands.
We didn't dress to impress, we dressed to express our deep cultural anxiety and fear of bothering our parents in case the baby boomers got mad at us, which they pretty much always were. You might not like it, but this was peak millennial fashion. To prove that Gen Z has better fashion than millennials, in today's social media, it's common for an influencer to be chatting up girls on the street like, yo, you're so pretty, can I get your number? And she's like, I'm 16. And the guy's like, oh my god, you can't be 16. What? I gotta get out of here, chat. Back in my day, you'd already know they were 16 because we were all ugly. Furthermore,
that is a good point. Like a lot of people point out, there is no tween fashion like for it. So like almost like from 12 up, everyone dresses exactly the same compared to like I suppose 2000, because the outfits were like really sexy. You know, low rise jeans, the thong and stuff like that. Your parents would have bitch slapped you.
Gen Alpha now thinks that point-and-shoot digital cameras give a cool vintage look, meaning guess what? Low-rise bedazzled jeans are getting thrifted, and American Apparel hoodies are right around the corner. We are so back, baby.
The only time low-rise looks good is when you're bending over and it's the perfect right size. If it's too small, camel toe. It's too big, you're just constantly hiking them up and stuff. It's like Russian roulette.
At the end of the day, ask most millennials, and we sort of feel we grew up in the best era to be kids, but the worst era to be adults. Gen Z, on the other hand, just thinks, wait, things were actually good? As an example, when someone says make America great again, Gen Z thinks you can't make something great again if it was always trash. But baby boomers think, I remember when me and Steve worked for Chrysler and Detroit was the richest city in the whole world. I bought a house for me, my wife, and my 8 brothers and sisters back when we were 23. But millennials here make America great again and think, remember the first 150 Pokemon, the Sega Genesis, Rock Band, growing up without a cell phone, when you made YouTube videos just for fun, getting free malware on LimeWire, using an iPod Touch to pretend to drink beer, how people would say, too soon, after you made a 9/11 joke. Remember how badly we fucked up our teenage years, but it didn't matter because we had no social media? Remember smog?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I find it so funny. People's like, make X great again. When, bro? What are you talking about? Make places great again. It's like, we've been struggling along as a human race for a long time.
As I was reading this, I got nostalgic and remembered some more things, so I redid the video so I could keep going. Remember Del Toro Quest? Ordering things from the Scholastic Book Fair? The Bermuda Triangle?
Oh,
Remember burning a CD? Remember CD drives in the first place? Remember when DLC was just another game?
so funny when I bought my new PC 3 years ago and they're like, yeah, we're putting a CD drive in it. It's like, where? They're so crazy. To be fair, I hadn't used mine in years for a long time, but it's good to have, okay?
Called an expansion pack? Remember rewinding a VHS before you returned it to Blockbuster? I remember.
Imagine being that age.
Anyway, us millennials are gonna go stare at the Winamp visualizer for a while. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Now, unlike me and most of the people I know who can't remember anything, nearly everything that you've done online is remembered forever somewhere, which is why you should consider today's sponsor, Incogni.
Yeah, that's like something definitely. Everything is too out there. Like every bad thing you do is just posted everywhere. You have no room to just be a dumbass.
As we both know, your online activity is not just stored forever between the two of us in our OnlyFans DMs, but also by data brokers who resell your information online to whoever wants to get their grubby little hands on it. You might have heard the saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. This wasn't the case for LimeWire, that was just piracy, but nowadays it's pretty much true. When you submit your data online to a website or they ask to track your information in exchange
Yo ho, the pirate's life for me.
for a cookie that they never seem to deliver, that data is often getting stored and resold to third parties who might want to scam, spam, or God forbid call you on the phone. Incogni acts on your behalf to request that these large brokers remove your data, which they're obligated to do upon request, but rely upon no one actually doing that because it would be really annoying and take ages. Here's my running dashboard since I've started using it, and you can see it saved me over 100 hours. My only complaint is I'm not sure who Melissa is. They could have sent me a picture first. Additionally, with their new custom removals plan, if you found your personal information on websites like whitepages.com or online databases you'd rather it not be in, you're able to submit a URL to the Incogni team who will work to remove your personal information from eligible sites.
Okay, that's
Keep in mind, if you made a
interesting.
cringe Reddit post years ago or robbed a bank, it doesn't work on that. You have to live with your mistakes on that one. If you'd like to give Incogni a try, use the code CASUALLY at the link in the
I like that
description
idea
and save
of being able to remove it from accounts you don't want anymore, because trying to do them yourself sometimes is like such a pain in the ass.
60% off an annual plan.
And that's the end of the video. I feel like we learned a little bit, but a lot of people point out, like, when you're at the ass end or the beginning, ass end of millennial or the beginning of Gen Z, you're really similar. Like, the crossover is crazy. I like how much you have in common. Without being named in the title is such a Gen X thing. Yeah, if there's something some people talk about all the time, is like Gen X. It's just like forgotten. No one blames Gen X. No one praises Gen X. Gen X just exists. They're just there, bro. Because so many people just like think Gen Xers are baby boomers. It's crazy. But okay, guys, let me know what you think of the video. You give that like, subscribe, ring that bell. I'll catch you next time, my delinquents. I'm back from Halloween. It went great. Thanks so much for the donations. We made 175 bags. Gave out even more. The kids absolutely loved it. Thank you, guys. And I'll catch you next time.